Sports talk. Yankees, Mets, Knicks, New York. On the block. Sports talk. Giants, Jets, Nets. Let's go. On the block. Sports talk. Philly, Miami, Dallas, Buffalo. On the block. Sports talk. NBA, MLB, NFL. We got it all. On the block. Sports talk. 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 Directed by Kenny Stafford.
Hello everybody, good evening. How y'all doing? This is On the Block Sports Talk, coming from you live from the BX. Big Joe, Ken Mustafa, my man Kung Fu Panda in the building. We a little short-handed today, but that's all right. That's okay. We're going to handle our business and let y'all know what's cracking in the world of sports.
That's right.
You know, so start things off a little bit. We're going to start off with the NHL news, little hockey news. My man, the prime-time man in the game, Sidney Crosby, the kid, Sidney Kid.
Yeah.
Out indefinitely with broken jaw, hit in the face with a puck.
It happens. It's hockey. He's tough. He'll be back.
Yeah.
At least it's not a concussion.
That's true, because he had concussion problems. He had concussion problems. But hitting him, his broken jaw, and he had to get major dental work.
You know, there's a lot of hockey players that have bad teeth and from getting knocked out the puck. I didn't know it was that many. You know.
Yes.
When you start off in oral surgery school, you try to end up getting a sports contract
for a hockey team.
Seriously, rich. It's because you're rich. Look at all the bridges.
Yeah.
More bridges in the United States.
I tell you what, man. If I went there, if I was a dentist, I have a season pass.
There you go.
Make sure they get my business card.
There you go.
It's rough for the parents because they got hit twice in one shot because they lost him. And their 15-game winning streak got snapped the same.
That's okay. They're
15 days.
They're still on top of. They're still on top of the East.
Yeah, they're on fire. They're playing
on top of the East. Well, what's worse? It's worse than that. I don't know. You didn't even take care of that. It's Devils. We're down by 1 point. We're down by 1 point to the Islanders. This is not good.
Yeah. Islanders have been the doormat for the last game.
So we have to
you got to fight
up.
for it. It's a short season, so they got to play hard. They got to fight for it.
And let me ask you about the face mask thing. I mean, how come they don't wear face masks? Is there a rule in there that
A lot of them do, but they're only like a half a shield.
Yeah, but it's amazing that it's not mandatory. With
they just made the helmets mandatory because a lot of guys didn't play with helmets.
I think that happened in 1990.
Mandatory helmets?
Yeah, mandatory helmets.
Yeah, the 90s.
Yeah. Bobby Orr was one of the last guys that played with no helmet.
Yeah, Bobby Orr. Bobby Orr was the last guy with no helmet, no face mask.
Yeah,
that was a man.
He's a
That was a man.
Man's man.
Speaking of other hockey news, it's funny. Popeye Jones, assistant coach on the Brooklyn Nets, his son plays Chicago Blackhawks.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
There's an influx of black players in hockey.
There's a lot.
And
They always have been. They just don't get the notoriety. Not too long ago, there was a young black player up in I think I forgot. I'll look it up for you. But in Canada, that he actually was MVP. So they have been there. They just don't get the presentation like they supposed to get.
Yeah, they're getting up. They're stepping up. He's doing well. He was the #1 draft pick, I think, of Chicago when he got picked up.
Edmonton or something like that.
Edmonton
Oilers.
Yeah.
But it's funny that.
And they had a goalie too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think Fury.
Yeah. Hall of Fame.
Fury. He's one of us.
He's a brother.
It's funny that as black Americans, they're getting away from baseball and going to hockey. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah. Hockey has been there. You have a lot of black people in Canada. You have a lot of Africans who migrated from here.
West Indians.
West Indians that migrated from here. Canada's forget about it. It has a nice section up in there where it's mostly ethnic. Yeah. So,
it's a nice town. That is good, though.
Very clean, very nice place.
Yeah, very nice place. Big shouts to Toronto.
Canada.
Wow, those games coming back, huh?
And hopefully the Rangers start picking it up because they need to get back in the mix. They was going up and down, but come on, Rangers, let's go.
You're in the 7th spot. What are you talking about?
Oh, well, we got to pick it up. We want to get higher, man. We got to do our thing, man. Rangers are overdue.
Let me tell you something. And as a hockey fan, you don't want to go in the playoffs as a #1 seed. Trust me.
Yeah.
As a Devils fan, as anybody knows,
Things that happened to them last year.
#1 seeds do nod farewell. So be happy with a 60 to 6.
Hey, as long as you get in the show, you get in the dance, anything can happen. What's been proven with the NCAAs. You get in the dance, all you need to do is get in the tournament and anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Georgetown's it?
Yeah.
Hey. They were a victim of anything can happen.
Especially in the NFL. Especially in the NFL.
They were a victim. Look, the coach from that school got a big job now. He's like, you're thinking, you're at UCLA now.
No, SC.
SC, my apologies.
He's a Trojan. We'll see how that works out.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's how it works out for him.
Yeah.
Like, not my team, I can care less. Anyway, that's that's enough hockey news right there. You know, go Rangers. And Sid the Kid, get well soon. Your team's going to need you come playoff time. Look, some NBA news before, you know, we're going to get, of course, to the end of the playoffs and talk about the Knicks. But before that, give a big shout out to the Black Mamba, Kobe.
Oh, yeah.
He passed, last Saturday night, he passed Will Chamberlain for 4th all-time in the scoring list.
Gotta give it to you, Kobe.
Hey, if his ticket wasn't already punched for the Hall of Fame, it is now.
No, he's got 4 rings.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
Kobe was a Hall of Famer about 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's true. It is one more accolade to throw on there. One more etching to put on his plaque when he put his bust in there, which however they do it.
Maybe they sit it right next to Shaq so they can look at each other.
Hey, and they retired Shaq's number in L.A.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Shaq, Shaq Fu, Shaqadelic and all that.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Shaq Sam.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
All his AKAs.
Yeah, Mr. Icy Hot himself.
And the Cocoa Butter Man now.
Oh, wow. What are you doing? What endorsement he don't have, man?
Trying to keep those feet and hands clean.
Burger King,
having a personality on top of talent, and you get what he got.
Shaq's just
big
a
shout
guy,
to Shaq.
man. Shaq's just
He grew into
great
that
guy.
personality.
Comedy, everything.
Yeah.
Season, everything.
Big shouts to him repping Newark, Brick City, and all that.
Anytime you want to call on the Block Sports Talk or we can get an interview, you let us know because we all fans, Shaq.
Yes,
Had to throw that one in there.
No. And after the lead in the NBA, you got something for me? What you got for me?
No, I just want to ask a question. Is he one of the best centers in the NBA?
Is he one of the best?
Yeah, what would you rank him?
Definitely in the top 5. Definitely in the top 5.
Me personally, I put him, he's definitely top 10. He might be number 6 or 7 for me.
Why? What'd you go in front of for? I mean, there's Kareem number 1. That's always
You got Kareem and
Will Chamberlain number 2. Willis Reed number 3.
Bill Russell.
Well, I'm not putting it in any order. I wasn't putting it in any. I'm just putting it out there. The top 5, anybody's order could go. Will, Kareem, Bill Russell, and
Walton.
So who would be the top?
Walton. Mikey. I can't give Mikey because that's just my opinion on the matter. Who did he play against? He was 6'9". Who did he play against?
Played against some
people. Now listen, Bill Lambert, was he considered like a true?
He was a role player.
Yeah, he was a role player.
He was a piece in the engine. He wasn't like, we're playing Bill Lambert tonight. It's like, we're playing Isaiah.
He made the difference in how the team played. You know, but he might be number 12 or something.
When the Pistons came to town, like, we're playing Isaiah and them. It wasn't Bill Lambert.
It was more Mahorn.
Yeah. No, they had 3 heads in center. It was Lambert, Sally, and Mahorn. So they were 3 goals. They go out there and they use their 6 fouls. And you combine 10 points out of each of them.
Exactly.
And you got your 30%.
So would Elijah Wan go in front of him maybe?
In front of Shaq?
In front of Shaq on the list?
Yeah.
I mean, at any numeric category, he would be able to go in front of him.
Yeah. I would think, I would put a King the Dream ahead of Shaq.
Yes, man.
Because
I would put David Robinson in front of Shaq.
No. The Admiral was the truth. He could play some ball and he score, but I won't put him in front of Shaq.
Karl Malone would go before the Admiral.
We're talking about centers-wise.
I understand.
The Admiral will be on the list, but Shaq will be in front of the Admiral because he gave the Admiral the business. A lot of people gave the Admiral, King the Dream would give him the business. Pat gave him the business. Admiral, he would get it. He would get his money.
You know,
he wasn't really stopping nobody. It wasn't shutting nobody down. With Pat, Shaq, he'd be number 6 or 7. That's just my opinion on it.
That's my opinion too.
A little biased, whatever. But congrats to Shaq with the retiring the jersey in LA. Shaq Fu, big ups to you. Now, somebody who's on a good and strong path to get his jersey retired when he hangs him up.
Who's that?
My man. For what?
Where you go to school?
Who cares? He went Mello. He's on fire right
It's
now.
not early. He got a long time to go.
That's what I'm saying. He's on the path. He's on the right road. He's looking up. He's got an idol. His idol is Bernard the King. Big shouts to Bernard King.
Bernie's my man.
We're going to stop him, Mello, and gotta give big shouts and big ups to Bernard King. BK, one of BK's finest, finally inducted in the Hall of Fame.
True.
Too late, but he's in there. You're going to get your Hall of Fame ring and jacket. And big shouts to you, Bernard King.
Yes, sir.
Held it down. One of the best small forwards to play the game.
Yes, he was.
One of the best small forwards. The knee injury robbed him of a good 2 or 3 seasons, or his numbers have been off the charts.
Why did you get rid of him? Why did the Knicks get rid of him?
The Knicks, they were funny. They didn't even give him a chance to rehab.
No,
And they sold it.
They didn't want to pay him that money. That was the key, having him in Pat. That's what I was talking to that dude in Famous Fish. I'm sure you've seen from there later on. Where I was at Famous Fish talking to the guys. Big shout out Mr. Williams, Cool Terrence, everything like that, you know. So, and I was down there at Famous Fish, and I got into a conversation with the guy, and he was like, I said, oh, I'm a Heat fan. He was like, oh, when did you become a Heat fan? I said, as soon as they traded Bernard. We both sat up there and agreed. We never even met each other from a hole in the wall. Never saw each other before. Both sat up there and started agreeing. Bernard had the effect. Bernard was the Knicks, man. Other than Clyde Frazier, Bernard was the Knicks.
I wish they would have gave it a chance for him, Pat, and then when they brought Mark Jackson in the mix later on, they could have. Oh my goodness, it could have been something.
Frustrating.
It is frustrating because the front office didn't give it a chance, or they didn't want to pay it. Combination of two.
Front office always make crucial mistakes like that, man. They always, man. They always.
They did, man. Bernard, but he's a Knick. Once a Knick, always a Knick, and he's the man. He was
Olympic King, baby.
He was in that too.
He was in that.
He was in that, but when you talk Bernard King,
he's retiring. He's hanging his jersey up as a Knick.
He's going to the Hall of Fame as a Knick.
BK.
Big shouts to BK.
That's right. Big Apple.
That's right. Brooklyn's finest.
Great state of New York.
Because Brooklyn put out a lot of pros that handle their business. BK's one of them that did his best.
That's right.
But back to my man Mello, handling his business. Talk about handling it. 131 points in 3 games.
Yes, sir.
He's giving cats the business. That 50-point game was crazy. It was mostly jump shots. He didn't even go to the paint.
He didn't go to the paint.
He was hitting the threes on them and just killing them. Nobody could guard him. Battier couldn't do nothing with him. Nobody could do nothing with him.
Would you rather him have it now, 131 points?
Yeah.
Would you rather have it now, or would you rather have it in the playoffs?
Hey, I would rather have it in the playoffs, but you really can't control that. You know?
All I'm saying.
But hey, you know what? They're peaking at a good time because they're getting their rhythm. Everybody's getting their confidence back. They're getting a good flow to the game.
You said the right word, peaking.
So they're not going to flat out. No, they're not going to flat out. They're going to be all right. You know what? And what was extra good about this stretch, because coming into last week, we got a rough road, all these playoff teams, and we handled all of them. No close games.
True.
Whippings on all of them.
True.
And Sunday, they got a whipping coming from man KD and Westbrook in his tight pants and OKC. We got something for y'all cats. You got no payback for
looking
that.
mad Metro.
Yeah.
He's looking mad Metro.
Hey, I'm just saying. But we got something
There's anything wrong with that.
One of our responsible for the Metro comments.
I'm just saying.
But look, you wear them skinny knickers, man, it's not really a good look. But anyway, we got something for OKC on Sunday. But the Knicks was on fire.
But
J.R. Smith is playing good ball.
The Knick history is, man, that later on down the line, like you said, it's flatline. So
I think they're focused, man. Being that they got such a good mix of veterans and a handful of young dudes on this team, everybody that's been there and is hungry, they're gonna be all right. Hopefully, we have Tyson. He gets the rust off and it works out his neck, and he's good for playoffs. Kmart's doing his thing. He got arrested knee the other day. Rested a couple more days.
That's my man.
Kmart.
So they're ready to go to war. This is what it is.
They're ready to go to war.
So let me ask you this.
They're ready for war.
Let me ask you this. Over and under, I don't know, 8 playoff games for the Knicks. Over and under.
Over, man. Over.
That means you're going to be in 2 playoff series.
We're going to the... Yo, listen. I'm a diehard Knicks fan. My bias is real. Knicks all day. We're going to the Eastern Conference Finals. It's going to happen. It's going to break down. It's going to be a revamp of the rivalry. MIA, NY, Eastern Conference Finals. It's going to make for great TV. That's going to be the Eastern Conference Finals. Knicks Heat is on.
Listen, I said it In 2000, I said in 2011 when the NBA season first started, and we took it later on in 2012 during the springtime. We're repeating it again, y'all. And I hate to disappoint you.
I didn't say we was going. I just said it's going to go on.
The Heat is repeating it again. If we don't get hurt, we're repeating it. We're taking it. I said it last year. I'm saying it this year.
Knicks coming for that. And they got something aside because the Heat. We ain't worried about that. We play the Knicks. Blah 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 blah. They should be worried a little bit. We beat you by 20, 2 games in a row. You squeaked by us the third game, and we handled you again. Now, people want to make this excuse, oh, you beat them by 12, but they didn't have Melo, this and that. They didn't have LeBron, D-Wade, and Chalmers.
Yeah.
We beat them by 20 without Melo, Amari, and Shumpert. So what? We beat y'all by 20 without starters, without 3 key starters.
Apples with oranges. You know, that's what I'm saying.
The cream made the taste real funny.
Yeah.
It's all fruit anyway.
If it was fair, it'd be a ball right now.
Yeah,
but hey, all I'm saying is, Eastern Conference Finals is going to be Knicks Heat.
You beat them when they had Dwayne out.
That's only one game.
It wasn't even the Heat. They were like the lukewarms.
But the other 2 games, they were full strength. We beat them by 20. So what's the argument? I don't know. Maybe I'm bugging. But the Heat, we match up well with the Heat. The Heat, don't feel yourselves too close, like you wear your tight suits. Just be ready. It's going to go down.
You got to play Indiana.
No, I don't think we ever play them. The way it works out, we might not have to play them. I don't want to see. I'm more worried about Indiana and their size and their defense than I am the Heat.
You should be.
I have Kim Robinson who always hit me up on. Big shout out to you, Kim. Whenever you check out the show, she's a die-hard Celtics fan. She keep on thinking that the Celtics myth is going to come true this year.
It's a wrap.
I say it's going to be Knicks and the Heat in the final. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because the Knicks are going to see the Celtics in the first round the way it's shaping up, and we're going to kick them to the curb. We'll put them out there. It's their time. It's our time to do that.
I disagree.
You don't think we take Celtics?
No, you probably could, but it won't be you guys.
Who's just going to be
Jersey? I mean, Jersey,
Brooklyn, baby.
You might see Atlanta. You might see the Hawks in the first round.
And?
Hey, I'm just saying.
They disappear like Houdini.
Yeah, they do. That's their reputation.
So I'm not really worried about it. I'm just worried about the Joe Johnson effect on that.
I just think
you get too many Hawks around him, he might disappear too. You might think that he's still
flashback.
Yeah,
and he just sits in the bench.
I think the whole exchange in the Nets is a little bit. I think it's still trying to find itself. I don't think it's really.
Yeah, but I mean, we're not going to so much. Okay, we're not going to so much win the championship as much as cause ruckus and make noise.
But you see,
next year,
that's where you're wrong. You're supposed to be supporting your team, saying that there's a chance that you could make it. You're already shouting your crew.
No, I'm not doubting your team. I just know their capabilities and know what they're made of, and I don't think they have enough bench. We don't have a good enough bench.
Offensively,
yeah.
Your bench is more defensive.
To make a real run. Next year, if we get some free agents and such,
there you go.
But this year, we're just gonna Game of Thrones. We're just gonna go in there and make crazy.
Who would be kind of like your key player? You think in that series if you did make it there? Who would you be?
It'll come down to Brooke and Joe Johnson.
Wow.
D. Will he'll be a close second, but it'll come down to Joe Johnson.
Joe has to step up.
Yeah,
because he has a rep of disappearing come playoff time. He got the big money, the new team. It's time to step up, Joe. It's time to really step up and earn that big contract you got from Brooklyn to come in.
And let me tell you.
And do it. You're in the best city to do it.
Let me tell you. And Blanche, if he gets in the spotlight,
Blanche, he don't need the spotlight.
Brooke and Blanche.
He just needs to do what he do.
Brooke and Blanche.
Just do what you do. That's all they're going to do.
And my man Reggie Evans. Well, I've been bigging up all year.
Hey, Reggie Evans is a beast. He's old school. But the key to it is Joe Johnson. He needs to step up. Everybody else on your team do what they do. Joe Johnson's the key. He needs to step up and earn his money because he's got the rep of being a great regular season player and just being a regular dude on the bench. Come playoff time.
Let's see what happens. He got rid of Woody. He got rid of the Hawks.
Was it Woody's fault?
Woody ain't there no more.
He has to see it this time. Yeah, Woody's getting ready to get 50 wins and win the Atlantic right now with the Knicks. That's what Woody's doing.
Your team is famous. Your squad in particular is famous for getting people booted off. Like as far as coaches, you know what I'm saying? Aaron Williams, the situation. You know, it's the whole thing. I don't think y'all going to connect too well in that situation, in the playoff situation. I just don't see it.
They're going to make a good showing, but I think in the next 2 or 3 years, they make a couple of adjustments. They're going to be a really team to reckon with.
See Philadelphia versus Miami coming up next.
Yeah, Philly's going to get bounced off the floor.
Going to get bounced. Shane Battier playing healthy. That's what I'm saying. We got guys like Shane Battier, first of all.
He's a key role player.
Yeah, he's a key role player. He's future president of the United States, if you look at it. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely an Obama category guy. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to show leadership on the court. But I think, Birdman is going to be my key player and LeBron. I think this year is for LeBron. I think Wade doesn't really want to feel like the person to go through. Last year was Wade that was pulling through in the clutch. This year, I think it's going to have to be LeBron. LeBron's going to have to show that I'm the man from now on. Because Carmelo and all these other guys get too much shot. LeBron's got to step it up. And this time, he's got a guy that can work with him who don't mind getting gritty. LeBron didn't have that before, so he throw the ball down low, let the guy muscle up. And Birdman is the key for us.
And one thing with them, they got a healthy Mike Miller. He was wounded last year and hit key shots for y'all. He's a little healthier this year.
Yeah.
So
but I'm just saying, like, top 2 key players.
How many GMs are kicking themselves for letting Birdman and Kmart sit out there free agency as long as they did? Wow. And both of them have been big keys to the 2 teams they're on right now.
But you know what? You sound like every Heat fan. You name everybody but Bosh. What's up with Bosh?
Bosh isn't. He's quiet. But at the end of the game, he's a double-double. He's got 16 and 10 with two block shots.
Player on
you know what? Bosh freezes
you
up
don't
a
need
little
to talk
bit.
about it.
He freezes up a little bit, but when we have a good game for Bosh, we always win. Most of the time, the percentage of times we win. Before we go into a big shout out to Winston. Yo, what's up, Winston? Started. I know you're down there in Georgia. Told me you was on the road. Glad you're down there safely. Checking us out, man. Just shouting you out. He's saying that I put a comment up saying Heat versus Knicks in the playoff. Who agree? And my man Winston started was like Knicks all the way. He's a diehard Knicks fan.
Right. And why?
So shout out to you, Winston. I'm sorry, man.
No, I was just saying, Bosh is the unforgotten guy on your team. He reminds me of P.J. Brown a little bit. You know,
he's more offensive than that. But like I said, you don't have to run nothing. They run plays for him, but you don't have to talk about it. Because at the end of the night, you look at the box score when they win. He's got his double-double.
Oh, wow, man. I'm sorry, Cuz, we got rock stars checking in with us, too. My man, Anthony Carrente. What's up, Anthony? What's going on? Glad you're checking us out. I know you're a diehard Heat Yankee fan. He's Anthony Carrente, is the head singer for the band Ending in E that's been performing around town, different universities and stuff. So big shout out. He actually appeared in the video with KB, too. Okay. So, yeah, if you want to check it out, it's called Hit Him in the Head. KB and, band ended in E, but big shout out to you. He said Knicks all the way too.
All right. Let's talk about rock on. Yeah, like I said, back to my Knicks with this 11 game streak right now, handling business. Everybody playing well. We got the key vets stepping up, and like I said, OKC, we got something for you. And our next 5 after that, our only one I really want on this is the Bulls and the Pacers. We got the Wizards, Cavaliers. Well, yeah, because we got to beat the Bulls, man. They've gotten us in the national games. You don't worry about this because they rested most of the key players. They got a bunch of second dudes, third string dudes playing for jobs. So it's nothing. It ain't a concern.
Sounds like a trap game to me.
Even if it is, so what? I want them to beat Bulls and the Pacers to send the message that it ain't gonna be no easy show when we see you on the playoffs. Because those are 2 teams we might see in the playoffs. A strong chance we're going to see in the playoffs. So we gotta send a message to them. And after that, we end the season with the Bobcats, well that's a W, and then the Hawks again, which would be another W. Sorry to a few Hawk fans I know, my man Kenny. What up? It's a wrap. The Knicks is on a good roll. We're getting these 50 games, and we're gonna handle our business, man. That's all I'm saying. I'm not gonna sit here and talk about the parade getting ready to start. One step at a time. We'll get in the playoffs, and we're gonna get to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, it sounds like you're talking about the columns. Going through the parade. Parade of Champions.
Hey, I'm not going
to even start.
I know. I'm not mentioning that. Yeah. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not going to get my spot, even though I can get a good spot. I'm not going to talk about that yet. Because, I got the spot 2 times with the Giants one. But anyway. With the crew, so I'm dotted line. Come on, man. But we got the next news.
JC too.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll get into Jay, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
Any next news?
Yeah, we lost our last game. That's the last news, man. And we lost to Chicago, who we have to beat.
Yeah, because we may see them in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's the first round. That might be our first round opponents in the playoffs. So that's not good. Lopez did well. Lopez and D. Will did well, but of course, Joe Jones.
So that's going to be the key for you.
But that's all right. That's all right. Our next 5 is Charlotte, Philly, at Boston, which we gotta win.
That could be a playoff team.
Indy, where we gotta win.
So you understand what I'm saying?
And Toronto, because it's Toronto.
Yeah.
And we gotta win.
Yeah.
So those next 5. I mean, 7, man. I don't want to coast into the playoffs.
No.
I want to go in there with a bit of sense of confidence. It's not just Joe Johnson, Gerald Wallace. Gerald Wallace.
You need to get a little more from him. You got to get more from him.
He needs to step up just a little bit. And everybody else, like I said, our bench is a little short. If our bench wasn't so short, we'll make a major move. We'll make a major play in this playoff. But that's all right. It's all good. It's just getting in there. And a 4th seed and having the home court advantage. That's a big plus.
Yeah, you would like to get that for the first round at least.
At least.
To get the crowd, give the crowd something, give the fans something.
In Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Give New York something. Not give the fans.
Yeah.
Give New York something.
Yeah.
Because you'll be playing up on 33rd. And we'll be playing up in Brooklyn.
That's
crazy.
That's great for the NBA, great for the city.
That's crazy.
That's great for the city.
No, that's great for the MTA. They're loving it. And big shout out to the MTA. Number 2.
And all the local businesses.
Exactly.
People that complain in Brooklyn, but they really can't be complaining that much. A lot of them local businesses going to get a lot of money to play all the time.
Exactly.
You get extra from the parking, whatever parking is there. And then the stores, the side stores, the little restaurants in the Atlantic Terminal.
Yeah, the infrastructure goes up, man. The infrastructure goes up.
Everybody's out there. The money goes spread around.
It's one of the most rapidly developed areas in the nation.
Yeah. Big shouts to BK.
Yeah, big
got fam out there. Big shouts to you.
You also got another person that agree with you, Big Joe. Her name is Karen Branch Coon. She's on Facebook. She's saying Knicks all the way too. So I mean, it's a good debate what's going on up in here, Knicks and Heat. There's a lot of people agreeing with you.
Knicks Nation, stand up and let yourself be heard. We're coming, baby. We're coming, blue and orange. You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
I'm afraid to click on the inbox and see what I see next. There might be 4 more people talking about that. Hit us up on the Block Sports Talk page too, y'all.
Melo's like Ric Flair right now, so you gotta love it. It's the best thing going.
There you go. My man, where's he from?
Syracuse, Orangeman.
There you go.
Yeah, I have to give it up. Gotta give it up, you know. Hey.
There you go.
Give it up to him. It's been a Knick day, man. Celebrated the 40th anniversary of the 73 championship team. This championship team has 10 Hall of Famers on that team.
Yeah.
And from
and a congressman.
Yeah. Dollar Bill. That's a cool nickname. Talk about nicknames, how we discussed that one day. Dollar Bill. That's a cool nickname. Right?
Yeah. Top 10 nicknames, people.
Signing
something.
Signing bills.
Dollar
Bill,
well,
man. Clyde.
Listen, my favorite Knick at that time will always be Clyde Frazier. I don't know.
He was the man.
Clyde was it. Clyde set the fashion trend. The vernacular, his whole swag was just outstanding back in the day. Everybody, he was the person that coined the walking suit that you seen in the movie Superfly too. Clyde Frazier was the first one to coin that one. So yeah, so big shout out, Clyde. You my man. You know how it's different.
Clyde Frazier.
Yeah, man. So
the Clyde Pumas back in the day. Those was the flavors right
That's
there.
right. Pumas was there.
Yeah.
Switching edition.
Any other NBA news? Got big game tonight. Besides, Sunday night, Sunday afternoon. Besides the Knicks and OKC, we got the Battle of LA.
Clippers
and the Lakers.
Where is it? Where is it? Home and home?
Right across the street. I mean, they're in the same facility, right?
Yeah. Half the place gonna be lit up and half is gonna be dark. But that's a good matchup because the Lakers are fighting for that to hold their 8th seed, and the Clippers I think they won. They won their first conference, their first little division thing.
Yeah,
ever.
Listen, I said it last episode. I think now this might get y'all upset, but I think it's going to be Heat versus the Clippers as far as championship.
I feel you, but the Clippers are missing something. They're going to make a good run in the show, but they're missing a piece or two or something in their game that's going to take them over the hump. I can't see them getting past Memphis or OKC or even San Antonio. Maybe San Antonio. Memphis, I think Memphis and
San Antonio, they'll run them out the building because San Antonio's getting a little
look for a rising star. Looking for a rising star team to come up. I mean, That's going to be it.
They're going to make a good noise, but that's my opinion. There's something missing to get them over the hump. They're going to make a good show for it, but I can see Memphis tripping them up, or OKC, other than that, I don't know. They're going to make a good Denver, and you can't front them. Even though they lost Gallinari, they play such great team ball that they'll find a piece to step in and take over for Gallinari. Get well soon, Gallinari. Remember you was a Knick. You missed it. Gallinari was nice.
Gallinari.
They might miss that 16 points off the ball.
That's my man right there. Gallinari.
That boy can play some ball, but he's out with ACL. He's done for the rest of the season.
Yeah,
He'll probably miss half of next season, if not all of next season. Yeah, it was bad when they showed the highlight. When his league bent.
Speaking of injuries, you go to college thing. In the college situation, man, that was that guy Ware from Louisville.
Big Kevin Ware from the Bronx, from Bronx River. He's a river rat. Now he resides in LA. So big shouts to you. Hope you get better. And you can play back, come out and play some ball.
That's right, special on the block. We have a segment from Dr. PASQUA talking about injuries and what could be corresponding to Ware's injuries. It's kind of strange what happened. I mean, for him to be such an athlete, he actually fractures his leg, and Dr. PASQUA made a statement on that. Anyway, keep going.
So we're speaking today about Kevin Ware, the Louisville guard that had that horrible compound fracture to his leg. This is Dr. PASQUA in White Plains Road, chiropractor here in the Bronx. And our hearts go out to this young man. He's only 20 years old and he's from the Bronx and was recruited to play in Louisville and got a full scholarship to play basketball. He's a sophomore. Wasn't a starter, so it's not like he would have been leaving Louisville early to go into the pros. So will he be able to come back from this injury? Well, that compound fracture, he fractured through the largest bone in the lower leg, the tibia, as well as the small bone, the fibula. Compound fracture means that the bone came through the skin. You have to worry about infection following that type of injury, and of course the bone healing. But the greatest concern here is, why did that fracture? You see people jump up and down all the time and not have that type of serious injury. You see football players get hit much harder than that and not have that type of serious injury. Well, Kevin Ware was 6'2", 175 pounds. Now, I'm 170 pounds. So this is a very thin, slightly built young man. There's something wrong with his bone structure to fracture that easily. It could have been the fact that he never gets any sunlight, he never gets any vitamin D. Dark-skinned people have problems absorbing the sunlight and converting, making vitamin D in their skin, which leads to poor absorption of calcium. And on top of that, he's a gym rat. He's a basketball player. Probably played basketball every day inside, not in the sun. Maybe a nutritional problem, maybe a genetic problem, but there's something definitely wrong with his bone structure. I don't think he's going to come back and play. He's going to have his scholarship. Whether or not he'll be able to fulfill it, whether or not he'll be able to come back, he's certainly not going to come back this year.
Go ahead.
All right. Like I said, big shouts to Kevin Ware representing the BX, Bronx River Projects and all that. Hopefully he come back and contribute to the Cardinals next year, maybe half the year he might miss. His rehab will take.
You see, and I was telling you about, like what Dr. PASQUA was saying on the tape, when he was talking about that a lot of people, actually a lot of African American or people with melanin in their skin are unaware that we're not receiving the proper amount of sun rays that we're supposed to get that can produce vitamin D. Vitamin D is a major source of reconstruction of kidney preservation, bone growth development, and other structures in your body. So, a lot of times if you don't get that, it could cause bone absorption, bone deficiency, or bone malformation. So, if you think you're having a problem, maybe you need to go get it checked. Go check your local doctor, or check your doctor, your personal doctor, and consult them about vitamin D insufficiency.
And take your vitamins every day. Get your 1 days and do that. Summertime's coming. Get out there and get some sun, man. Nothing wrong sitting in the sun for a little while and
That's right.
feel that warmth. It's a long winter. You know, other news with the
PSAs from the on-the-ball.
Hey, we care about everybody, man. You know what I'm saying?
Everyone out there is healthy and
You gotta care about the people, man.
Oh,
That's
wow.
right.
All right.
And I'm going with the Cardinals to win the whole thing.
Hold
I
up.
want to see.
Hold up.
I
Wait a minute.
want to see Louisville.
Wait a minute. First of all, let's get into our Final Four talk.
Okay.
So you even talking about Louisville.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we got Syracuse and Michigan
Yes,
first.
yes.
Michigan, which is the headliner game. That's coming out last. That's on top. See, I got Michigan win. I mean, excuse me, sorry. I got Syracuse winning.
40th slip right there.
Wow.
I got Syracuse winning. Boeheim is 9-0 over this Michigan coach. Did you know that?
Okay. That means he's bound to lose one.
Not tonight. Not tonight.
There's a flip side to everything.
Listen, 2-3 zone is holding these cats under 30%, 37%.
They've been on fire. They've been on fire. They got
It's not even they've been on fire. That defense, that 2-3 zone that you mocked me a couple of shows ago,
Yes, I did.
is holding these teams down.
Yes.
Another Big Ten team as well.
Mm-hmm. But they got shooters on Michigan.
Trey Burke, I'm scared of.
Trey Burke can play ball. Big shout to Trey Burke. He won the Naismith Award and the AP Player of the Year Award. Got two Player of the Year awards.
I thought your man was going to get that. Otto. I thought your man.
He was
Otto.
He was on the list. He was a finalist, but Trey Burke got his thing. Big shouts to Burke because he had a great season. The kid can play some ball. He's a
Dude, you play ball, but not tonight. Get hurt. Don't say that.
Don't get hurt. Don't get hurt.
He gonna win. And
I
so,
mean, he
just
eat
wants
some
you to
bad
have a
chili.
bad game.
So
I'm
who's
just saying he can eat some bad chili. I don't want him to yeah. You know the panda always looks out.
Just have to
That's all I'm saying.
Let's get your carbs from Zapata. Don't eat no meat. So
By the way, all right, of course I got Syracuse. By the way, this is the 20th year anniversary of Chris Webber's big timeout against North Carolina, where George Lynch and whoever had him cornered up.
Yeah,
and Jalen Rose was wide open.
Yeah, that cost them right there.
That cost a lot of people.
Yeah.
That cost a
I'm
lot.
pretty sure across the Betty Nation it was tight.
No,
Yeah, it was.
That team was
they were
favored to win it.
They were favored, but I'm just talking about confidence, life issues.
Yeah,
that changed a lot of lives that time.
He had to deal with a lot of scrutiny behind it too.
Yeah.
You know, people.
Hey, they went back and took their jersey out the rafters.
Some of the ludicrous accusations they was putting against him behind that too was just ridiculous. I mean, he came out and spoke about some of the issues that people was trying to place on him about that. It's unbearable, you know what I mean?
Indeed.
You know, he wound up bouncing back from that and he held his head.
That shows
C. Webb's a good dude. He had a good career. Big shouts to C. Webb.
Hall of Fame?
It'll take him a while. If it took Bernard as long as him to get in there, it's going to take C. Webb about as long as, maybe not longer, because he didn't have no.
He shouldn't though.
It's going to take him a while.
You know
He
why?
could be, but he's going to take him a while.
A crooked referee cost my man a seat in
It need more than that.
and gave Shaq.
It need more than one.
Yeah. Tim Donaghy cost my man Weber a title.
It need more than that to get in. But
They were up by 17, folks. 17 in the fourth.
All right.
Don't play the game.
Back to the subject at hand. Who you got to see in the finals of the March Madness?
So I got Louisville. Louisville's beating Wichita State. I mean, Wichita State had a great run.
Oh, great
run.
Big shot.
Love Cinderella ball.
Yeah.
Bracket breaker. They just wrecked my brackets. And a few other people.
But it ends tonight.
Louisville, Rick Pitino, and Jim Boeheim.
So you got a Big East championship game going on?
But right before we go to the ACC, how ironic.
Yeah. Louisville's winning. That's what I got. I got Louisville, Michigan in the championship game, and Louisville's taking home Rick Pitino with a handful of New Yorkers going to that team because he's a New York dude, and he comes in and he gets New York talent, which New York schools step up your game so you can keep some of the in-state talent home. So you can, boost it up. St. John's and a few other schools. Come on, man. Try to keep some of these kids home. But anyway, that's my little tirade for that. But Louisville, I got them winning the whole thing.
I got Syracuse winning. Jim Boeheim, he's the man. Great recruiter.
We knew that.
And as a matter of fact, come on. As a matter of fact, where did Rick Pitino get a start? Assistant coach asked.
What do you got for the?
For Boeheim.
What do you got for the women's Final Four?
I honestly, true believers, fans, Gothamites, I gave it up when they disrespected my Brittany Griner, man. That was ridiculous. It was a travesty.
Yeah, the referees.
The referees.
They should be fine.
They should be fine. They should be flogged in the middle of the street for that poor performance. I mean, come on, man. She was getting mugged.
They let the game get out of hand. It was too physical.
I mean, I know she's 6'8". She's dominant woman in sports, in college sports anyway, female college sports. But you got to know how to referee her.
Yeah,
you got to know how to.
They let it go. They let it go, so you need to let it go. it was a little crazy, but enough.
You know what? The hell with him. But
the point I'm trying to see is, you think Louisville is going to be inspired? Louisville's women's team is in the Final Four also.
Yeah.
They're inspired by Kevin Ware's injury. Because they're all.
I know they were inspired by Kevin Durant coming by. That's what they were inspired by. Kevin Durant coming into the locker room.
I think they're going to try to hold it down for him also, but I got Notre Dame, running the table.
Yeah.
Skylar Diggins, how you doing, Mama? I think they're going to take care of you. Hi, Skylar.
Talking about you earlier today, Skylar.
Man, I've got Notre Dame.
Give him a call.
Yeah, I got to give you a Sky Child.
Wow, man, telling that's crazy.
Some more sports news that's going that shocked a few people when it transpired early in the week, with Jay-Z starting up, moving Rock Nation's management to team up with CAA, which is big sports management company, and having Rock Nation Sports, and pulling in Robinson Cano, big Yankee, who's up for a contract at the end of the season, under his belt, and now he's bringing in Victor Cruz, the Salsa King, is down with Jay-Z's Rock Nation Sports, partnered with CAA. It's a big move right there. Big move right there. Jay's doing his thing. Big shouts to Jay. And please work those contracts out, especially with Victor. Robinson Cano, that's not, I could care less. I'm a Mets fan. But let's get Victor signed up, please, and make this happen, because I'm also a big Blue fan, I'm sorry. I'm a homer. I'm sorry. But, big shouts to Jay. They also said Jay, he's really serious in this, where he's got his credentials to be an agent. And if there is a push come to shove, a dispute where he has to give up his small percentage of the nets for his company, he'll do that. He'll give that up.
Oh yeah.
Because he's really into the sports agent thing. He's a big sports fan.
Well, before the big stardom and everything, Jay-Z and Rockefeller Records, former Rockefeller Records used to put street basketball teams out that has,
he's always had
teams in Rutgers, a different big pro-am tournament that's been around in New York City. Yeah. Such as Dykeman, he had players in there too. So for him to be doing those kind of games, I think he knows sports. He's
always been a sports fan.
He's always been a sports advocate.
Sports references in his rhymes, 40-40 Club, sports ball. So, big shots to him, and that's a good power move right there.
Yeah, true.
He is a good marketer. He knows how to do that because he's marketing himself like it ain't nobody's business.
Indeed.
He's got the connections.
I'm waiting for him to get signed with HBO. They have a hip-hop version of Arliss, and he's serious. Come on.
That's one thing he never done. He never got bothered to be in any movies or anything like that, or any kind of visuals like that. He's a real low-profile kind of guy. That's what I like about him.
You got to give him that props to that. He knows his lane. He knows where he's going to cash in, prosper, and do it.
Exactly.
And he ain't going to stretch himself too thin.
I think he might have appeared in one public commercial, and that was when it was Cadillac. Him and they had the race car driver.
They had the promotion with Cadillac and the Budweiser.
One of them guys was driving.
He had the promotion with Budweiser because he had him in the commercial when he made his comeback album.
Exactly.
So big shouts to Jay, with the sports agency, and please give Victor sign. We need that,
Yes, we do.
It's good things. It's big things in sports, man.
Yes, we do.
We're looking for time.
Oh yeah. So now, as a matter of fact, before we get into it, you was talking about that record thing, with that explosion. You want to talk about that?
The whole record situation. Now, it's a good thing they did fire this guy, the
Mike
coach.
Rice.
They fired the coach.
Mike Rice.
Should have been fired from Jump Street instead of suspended. The assistant coach, he quit because he was caught also on tape being rather abusive and out of control. And the AD got fired.
Yeah, the director got fired.
My opinion, I thought they were going to try. They fired the AD. When he was the assistant coach, whatever it is. I thought that he had to go. I thought they would fire him next year.
No.
To try to to make it look nice for him being the heel, get them into football and get that football money. But they had to do what they had to do. The pressure was on. They had to go.
Time of YouTube and it went viral. Once it goes viral, you're done.
It was out of control.
But you know what? We not only did it go viral, but we had our own little You
we
know,
had
we had our own correspondence. Yeah, right. That was crazy, right? Trey went out there. You know, Trey went out there and did the correspondence for us
on the street.
Yeah, we have a segment called Tell Trey, where you get to tell, when you see him, you can tell him what is up, whatever's on your mind that's in sports. We're gonna go to that right now.
On the block sports talk, Trey's here, y'all. Topic of the week. Let's find out what went viral this week. I think it is that Rutgers mess with the coach and hitting his kids, throwing basketballs at them, rough or tough love. Or maybe it wasn't. Let's find out what people think about that.
The Rutgers situation is very, very, very sad.
And what I would do if I seen my son being treated by the Rutgers coach treated his players, I would definitely bring it to the proper authorities.
I wouldn't be thrilled about it.
It is very, very, very sad.
Or for him to even put his hands, let alone throw things at somebody's children.
Although they look like grown men, big 7-footers or whatever, these are still, young kids.
The main reasons college coaches coach college players is because they can hold the scholarship over these kids. And
first of all, I'd be surprised that my son didn't at least call him out.
To act that way, and then have the president of the school say, "Oh well."
This guy throwing balls at their heads, that was just absurd. I think he got off easy with the firing.
Sad state of affairs right now.
Secondly, absolutely I'm happy that they end up firing the coach instead of just kind of giving him some games off.
No, he should be fired to deal with in terms of the attack on their children in school. It's a very, very, very sad state of affairs right now.
Well, y'all heard that story. Well, I got somebody else that said something very ironic. Let's hear what he had to say.
Hey, my name is Mr. Williams from Famous Fish. I was asked how would I feel if my son was on the Rutgers team. If he was on the Rutgers team and the coach did that to him, I would be very upset. I would have to have a talk with him, and he would be fired, and he will not get any pension or anything. That's all I have to say.
And if I'm there, I'm coming with the yin yang.
On the Block Sports Talk, man, live at Famous Fish.
Alright, now you heard what the people had to say. Well, this is what Trey has to say, and he's speaking as a father from the heart. Some of that things that went on the video could be construed as tough, but also I think that maybe these kids are being sent to this man to be taught. Some of them need a little extra incentive. Hey, football, wrestling, there are a lot of things where the coaches put their hands on kids. We're not bringing them up or having them on the video. But we all have to look at, we're sending these kids there and we want our kids to be safe. Do we still feel they're safe now after seeing this video? This is Trey on the Block Sports Talk.
Yeah, so them guys need to go. Them guys need to go. The president might go. The president of the university might go.
Yeah,
he needs to step down because he seemed like a nitwit in the interview we had.
He's not got so much of a nitwit. He was just like.
Did the president really know?
He had to have known.
Not necessarily.
And if he didn't know, he should have known. Let me tell you, this. Sorry to cut you off, but what's the difference between this and Sandusky?
Okay,
I mean, Sandusky was much more egregious.
But you can't even equate the two of them. Even though this did something bad, Sandusky is just out of his mind what he did.
They said the president said they told him about it, but he didn't think to look at the tape.
But I mean, it was a little bit. To me, in the beginning, it's playing devil's advocate. I mean, I have to say, how come none of the kids bother to speak up? Is this normal to feel that you have to be submissive?
When you're a college athlete, right? Yeah, and you got scholarships. You got to listen to this man. This man holds your scholarship.
I understand. There's a lot of that in high school sports and Pop Warner leagues and street ball where the coaches are a little bit excessive and the players speak up about it. I mean, why at a college level would you not feel secure about speaking up about that?
At other levels, you're not going to have that whole scholarship fall right over your head. I do believe they hang it over their head a lot of times to get away with stuff they get away with. They should have.
In high school, there's a lot of high schools that are real, that have great programs, that have great sports programs where, if you went to that school, there's a big chance that you could pretty much go to the NFL, to the NBA, or even whatever. And it's a lot of pressure on the student-athlete, period, whether it's at the academic college level or if at a junior level such as high school. There's a lot of pressures when you got that kind of, that kind of money riding in the future for you.
True.
And, are you willing to risk it all to try to tell somebody? Or, are you scared to risk it all? Why would you be scared to come forth on abuse? You know what I mean? This is what I can't understand.
The intimidation factor. A lot of these kids, they get intimidated. And don't be. Speak up. Tell your parent. Don't let no coach, regardless of what university it is, no coach put his hands on you or berate you or verbally abuse you or kick you in your behind. No. Only person that needs to do that should be your mother or your father.
Right.
Don't let nobody, so what that you're coaching, you got a full scholarship riding on it. Tell your parents, man,
let me ask you this.
As a parent, that made me tight. I'm sorry.
Oh, yes, as a parent, yeah.
God forbid that happen.
But let me ask you this. If I was to go back in my hot tub time machine, right? 1986, maybe 1988.
We got to get a picture of that one day.
That's crazy. And I brought back one of these, right? And I went to maybe Indiana and took some pictures of Bobby Knight's his training.
Right.
Do you think it would be the same?
Bobby Knight was off the chain too, though.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is,
but you know
you've
what?
got a lot more media right now rolling around, a lot more smartphones. So you really don't have to tell. People will tell for you.
You know what? Not to defend Bobby Knight, I don't even know the man personally, but you hear everybody that all his graduates that are grown men now, they have nothing but praise for him. So I think his tirades was mostly in-game tirades. Mostly for that camera thing. I don't think he put his hands on nobody to that effect that this guy did in Rutgers.
I seen him in games, headbutt the kids.
Listen,
right.
Yes.
I had in different levels, like I said, in the media, playing football, get head slapped by coach. You got a helmet on. You got protective gear on. Okay, you give you a head slap. Come on, how we get in the game? You know what I'm saying? In basketball, there's no headgear. You understand? So what's going on is that you can, really look the football player that got hit in the eye with the flag that was taught. You could have ruined this kid's eye throwing basketball at him. That's a bit excessive on a basketball level. Basketball is a contact sport, but it's not that contact like hockey or football or wrestling or martial arts where you have to sustain a certain amount of hits to develop conditioning.
That coach
totally different.
That coach was highly out of line. He deserved to lose his job. He don't deserve to get another job at that level or any level with coaching these kids.
My point is it old school? Is it old school or is it?
That's insane. It's outlandish. It's uncalled for. God forbid if that was my nephew who's playing D3 basketball right now, if he did that, there'd be a problem. Because I'd have to wait for I'd have to probably drag behind my brother's truck for him to go there and not hurt somebody.
Right. Yeah.
God forbid. These guys are kids. Speak up. Don't let that happen. But
at the same token, don't expect a little bit of conditioning too.
There's tough love. You need to be disciplined, but don't let nobody put their hands on you.
Tough love, and then there's abuse.
Don't let nobody put their hands on you, disrespect you like that.
Right. Exactly.
Tell your father, tell your mother, tell somebody. That's how crazy. But good games tonight. Final four. Let's go.
Speaking about college.
76ers too.
Yes. Yeah. Well, since you're going back to college, let's go to Ed Rush. What do you think about the bounty? His bounty game.
That's bananas.
Okay, so you guys don't know.
We got to wrap it up.
Yeah, we got to.
Okay, all right. So he had asked his referees of the Big 12 to call a technical foul. Whoever calls a technical foul, Sean Miller from the Big East, gets a trip to Mexico.
Wow.
That's crazy.
And $5,000.
That's crazy.
What part of Mexico, though?
Cancun, baby.
Okay.
You said you with a cartel going on.
You said me like
That's obscene, man. They really need to clean these things up with these refs, man. It's sad that they're interfering with the game. Let these kids play the game. And that tech on that dude, he get no text all year. And he didn't say anything and he got teed up.
Sean Miller.
That's real suspicious.
From Pitt.
Yeah.
From Pittsburgh.
They need to work that out and investigate that and everything. But
well,
on that note,
that's how it is, bro.
On that note, as we wrap it up, I just want to say, go Mets, go Knicks, and have some good game tonight. Everybody enjoy your Saturday night watching sports.
Hughes, what up, baby?
All right, and also check us out. Check us out on www.dbnebmusic.com anytime. Most of the time we post the shows up on there. You can check us out on BRONXNET TV, Channel 68 on Cablevision, Channel 34 on Verizon. You can check us out every Friday at 8 o'clock just in time for your morning coffee.
YouTube, to catch older shows or whatever, go to YouTube and check us out. On the Block Sports Talk, live from the BX. We're out of here. Peace and love.
This is a closed case.
There you go.
On the block, sports talk, Yankees, Mets, Knicks, New York. On the block, sports talk, Giants, Jets, Nets, let's go. On the block, sports talk, Philly, Miami, Dallas, Buffalo. On the block, sports talk, NBA, MLB, NFL, we got it all. On the block, sports talk. 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 Directed by Kenny Stafford.